Good evening, live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. Here we present to you the latest news bulletin. First, the headlines. His Majesty the Sultan reviews with the Canadian Prime Minister the bilateral cooperation between the two countries and the Palestinian and regional developments. The State Council discusses the draft law on the protection of bank deposit, which aims at enhancing financial confidence of the banking sector in the Sultanate of Oman. And the annual international conference on cybersecurity and anti-fraud group discusses in Muscat fraud issues, security threats in information technology and digital technology. Thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq received a phone call from the Canadian Prime Minister. His Excellency Justin today included a review of areas of bilateral cooperation between the two friendly countries, in addition to exchanging views on a number of regional and international issues of common interest, the most important of which are the developments taking place in the Palestinian arena and regional developments. His Majesty the Sultan expressed his thanks to the Canadian Prime Minister for his interest in the developments of the situation in the region and in the current events in the Palestinian territories, stressing to the importance of stopping military operations in the Gaza Strip and the West Bank, protecting civilians and giving the humanitarian aspects the highest priority. The State Council discussed the draft law on the protection of bank deposit referred by the Council of Ministers during the third session of the first round of the 8th term. During the meeting, the Council reviewed the articles of the project which aims to provide protection for deposits and increase and enhance confidence in the soundness of the financial conditions of the banking sector in the Sultanate of Oman in a way that enhances financial stability. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Sheikh Abdul Malik bin Abdullah Al Khalili, Chairman of the Council. The Sultanate of Oman hosted the annual international conference of the Cybersecurity and Anti-Fraud Group of the International Mobile Networks Association. More details in the following report. The annual International Conference on Cybersecurity and Fraud Prevention, hosted by the International Association of Mobile Network Operators and held in Oman, discussed issues related to fraud in mobile phones and security threats in information technology and digital technology.
Omantel is hosting the Fraud and Security Group annual meeting today with the theme of strengthening collaboration between regulators in one hand and the GSMA, the industry and the operators on the other hand. We're hoping by the end of the 3 days we will have some actionable items and actionable points that we take forward in having this enhancement.
The conference, attended by over 150 local and international experts, reviewed the latest developments in fraud and security, particularly in mobile phones. It addressed evolving threats and proposed solutions alongside discussions on regulatory changes, technological advancements, and insights into emerging trends and best practices in the field. Oman's hosting of this international event highlights its leadership in fraud prevention, leveraging its success in integrating operations and utilizing extensive expertise in technology and digital sectors, as well as its initiatives and measures in security and combating fraud issues. The Agricultural Development Funds in the Sultanate of Oman and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia discuss aspects of joint cooperation and exchange of experiences to ensure financial sustainability and achieve food security. The meeting stressed the need to exchange experiences regarding the mechanisms of work of the Agricultural Development Fund in the two countries. The meeting was held in the presence of His Excellency Dr. Saud bin Hamoud Al Habsi, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources, Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Agricultural and Fisheries Development Fund, and His Excellency Munir bin Fahad al-Sahli, Chief Executive Officer of the Agricultural Development Fund in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The Sultanate of Oman has expressed its denunciation of the recent drone attack on American personnel on the Jordanian-Syrian border that left a number of people dead and others wounded. The attack constituted a violation of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan security and sovereignty, as well as a serious escalation of tension in the region that was the outcome of the persistent Israeli aggression against the Gaza Strip. In a statement issued by the Foreign Ministry, Oman expressed its solidarity with the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan and its support for the measures Jordan is taking to preserve its security and stability. In this context, Oman called upon all influential parties to intensify efforts to achieve security and stability in the region and stop the causes of escalation and tension, starting with action to deter Israel and force it to stop its military aggression against the Palestinian people in the Gaza Strip and the rest of the occupied Palestinian territories. During a phone call, His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Hamad Al Busaidi, the Foreign Minister of the Sultanate of Oman, and His Excellency Dr. Faisal Al Miqdad, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Expatriates of the Syrian Arab Republic, affirmed their keenness on following aspects of cooperation between the two brotherly countries, continuing consultations in various regional and international issues and developments, and prioritizing de-escalation efforts. They also affirmed preventing the expansion of the regional conflict while placing absolute necessity on stopping the Israeli aggression on Gaza Strip, alleviating the Palestinian people's suffering, and recognizing their legitimate rights in self-determination and establishing their independent state. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and yet to come in our news bulletin. School students from North Al-Batina Governorate are enrolled in an industrial and technical workshops as part of the work experience program. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The National Survey Authority and the Minister of Defense organized an orientation program in the Governorate of Musandam. The program, which was held in Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry branch in the Wilaya of Khasab, included the roles and the services provided by the National Survey Authority. On the sidelines of the event, an exhibition on the works of the National Survey Authority was organized. The program was attended by His Excellency Sayyid Ibrahim bin Said Al Busaidi, Governor of Musandam. In the Governorate of Musandam, the Municipal Council held its first meeting to discuss various municipal issues. The Municipal Council reviewed matters on developing remote villages that are far from the city centers in the Wilaya of Musandam Governorate, including increasing water reservoirs and other utilities and facilities, in addition to provide breakwater to protect coastal villages. The Council also reviewed proposals to construct public halls and fishing facilities to promote the fish industry in the Governorate, in addition to provide sidewalks in the Wilaya of Madha to improve tourism in the Wilaya. The Municipal Council in Al-Dhahira held its first meeting this year to discuss various development projects and other social and environmental issues. The Council reviewed proposals for the road maintenance and development in addition for the construction of sidewalks in the governorate. The Council also reviewed road safety issues, including removing wadi debris and providing essential road repairs. The meeting discussed minutes of meetings and reports from health, environmental and social committees. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Najib bin Ali Al-Rawas, Governor of Al-Zahira. Challenges of the sewage station in Asfala area and their solutions in the Wilaya of Ibra, and the spread of the phenomenon of selling vehicles in public places in the governorate's wilayas were the most prominent topics discussed by the Municipal Council in North Sharqiya Governorate in its first meeting of the third period of the current year. In this meeting, the Council discussed the responses of government bodies related to a number of issues before coming out with a number of recommendations, proposals and opinions, in addition to referring a number of issues to the relevant authorities. The cardiac catheterization laboratory at Sohar Hospital has performed 42 pacemakers implants since the laboratory opened in February last year. Dr. Najib bin Zahran Al-Rawahi, director of the National Center for Cardiology and Cardiac Surgery, pointed out to the Oman News Agency that performing this type of operation outside Muscat Governorate comes with the Ministry of Health trends towards decentralization in providing health services and necessary care for patients and reducing waiting lists for patients. In partnership with Sohar Aluminium Company, the Center for Vocational Guidance and Students Guidance at the Ministry of Education organized the 5th technical training program dedicated for school students in North Al-Batin Governorate. This partnership comes from the company's keenness to strengthen its partnership with various government and private agencies and civil society institutions. The program equips students with a variety of industrial and technical skills that can help them shape their professional career towards manufacturing and other industrial professions. The program also allows students to get professional experience in dealing with various maintenance and fabrication tools and equipment in real workshop with the guidance of industrial training specialists. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty the Sultan reviews with the Canadian Prime Minister the bilateral cooperation between the two countries and the Palestinian and regional developments. The State Council discusses the draft law on the protection of bank deposits, which aims at enhancing financial confidence of the banking sector in the Sultanate of Oman. And the annual International Conference on Cybersecurity and Anti-Fraud Group discusses in Muscat fraud issues, security threats in information technology and digital technology. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. From me, Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubi'i, and the entire news team, we thank you for joining us. Wish you a pleasant evening and good night.